Good morning, good-looking people, and you're good-looking because you're always looking, and of course, you are finding the good in everything and in everybody. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you're having a successful week. Today is the 16th of Teves. So today we're talking about ways to inspire ourselves and how to connect to God with different parts of our body. You know, we have our body, we have our heart, and then we have our soul. And there are different things that when we do them and learning and different subjects and davening and saying Tehillim, all different things that we can do that can reset our bodies, reconnect our souls, and put us in a better place to connect to God. Today we're talking about a chassid. We've mentioned him in the past. His name was Reb Hendel. Reb Hendel was a chassid of the Tzemach Tzedek as well with the previous Rebbe. And there's a story here that talks about the Rebbe Rayatz, which is the previous Rebbe, said he would spend many hours watching Reb Hendel, who was then an elderly chassid in the Beis Medrash, and how would he conduct himself. It says that Reb Hendel was the exemplary chassid. He had humility, he had vitality, he had warmth, and he was a very special person. There was a newspaper that was called the Hatamim, or a classic journal, and it describes Reb Hendel as follows: that there was a Beis Medrash, there was the east wall, there was the west wall, and there was a table that sat in the middle of the Beis Medrash. And there at this table is Reb Hendel. He is wrapped in his talis, he has his tefillin on, he has his eyes closed, and he's davening. And it says that he would daven with such a beautiful voice, a very melodious voice, and he would be singing nigunim, and people would recognize what a chassid Reb Hendel was. And it continues, and it says there was a part where he was singing a very popular nigun in Lubavitch at the time, and while he was davening, and he was saying the portion of the davening called Az Yashir. And as he was singing this nigun in the Az Yashir, at the same time, while he was joyful, like he had found a new treasure, at the same time he was tearing and bawling at the same time. So here in one situation he's excited, and you could see the passion and the love and the inspiration in his face, and at the same time he's crying nonstop while he's davening. And it says that with this sight they understood what it says in Zohar: joy is wedged in one side of the heart, while the other side of the heart is weeping. And this is the concept of today, that there are different things that we can do. We're going to talk today about studying Zohar. Some of us are able to do that, some of us not yet. There is a section of studying Medrash and different stories of the Gemara and Talmud and how that also affects us. And then there's something about just pure davening and saying Tehillim, how that also affects the body. So let's read it inside. I'll give you a little bit of background and the message of the day. So the Tzemach Tzedek once said, Reb Hendel Kugel at Yechidus, he said to him as follows: studying Zohar uplifts the soul, studying Medrash arouses the heart, and reciting Tehillim with tears washes out the vessel. And what's being brought up today and why it's being mentioned today is the Tanya of the week is talking about the soul, the heart, and the vessel. And the Chidah, which was a very famous tzaddik, he talks about that Zohar. Zohar is the highest level. It uplifts the soul because it's pure. When somebody's learning the Zohar, he's literally connecting to the foundation and the secrets of the Torah. And when a person does this and is able to do that, it literally uplifts the soul and connects him to God in a completely different way. It's more of a direct channel. And in the Medrash and learning Medrash, a person is being inspired by the stories and the information. It's another way that also the heart gets aroused, and there's a passion of the heart. But coming back to Tehillim, when a person says Tehillim with purity and davening with purity, as mentioned in today's Tehillim, today we have Kapitel 80, which is chapter 80, verse 7. It talks about tears, that when a person davens purely and he says Tehillim with just pureness, it resets that body and it makes that person be able to connect in a whole different way. And today we're talking about humility, that being a chassid means staying humble, being humble, connecting to God in a very special way. And we talked about the different ways. And there's also a medrash that talks about vineyards, grape vineyards. It says that the wine that comes from the grapes that hang lowest to the ground is the best grapes. And when a person, as it mentions today, that it says Tehillim and washes out the vessel, which means a person is humble. That means they're lowered to the ground. They exemplarize this grapes that are close to the ground. That they are the what's the right word? They're the top shelf. They are the purest. They are the best grapes. The Hasidim that are humble and close to the ground, they are the prime grapes. They are the best of the best. And the message of the day is all of us at certain times are looking for inspiration. There's certain things that we want to do to reconnect. So having in mind that we're able to daven with a little bit more sincerity, a little bit more pureness. We've talked about learning the translations of the words, just looking at the pure davening and understanding the words for what they mean. And if you're able to take it to another level and start learning a little bit more Talmud and Gemara and Medrash, this will get the heart started as well. And then ultimately, if you can connect and learn Zohar and learn Kabbalah in the right way, which is Chassidus, being able to learn Chassidus and connect through it, this will pick up the soul and put it in a whole different place. Have a wonderful day. Be inspired. Look for a way to inspire yourself. And of course, also being humble are the keys to this inspiration and this connection to God. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk more tomorrow.